Welcome, this is the Delta Math solution tutorial. Here we have the parabola a value. We're going to assume our parabolas are in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, which is standard form. You're going to drag and drop the graph to match the appropriate a value. Should have these notes here from class. Let's take a look. We see that a is a positive value, it points up. And when a is a negative value, it points down. So the only one that is a positive, it is a equals to 0.25. Okay, so that is already matched up. When it's negative, it points down. Okay, when a equals to -1, it looks regular. And when a is less than -1, so right here, you see how that's green? So that's when it shrinks. And when a is a fraction, a negative fraction, it gets bigger. So here we see that a equals to -4. So it's like this green line. So it gets all squished together. It shrinks, right? So it should look something like so. A points up. A equals to -1 looks like that. And a equals to -4 shrinks it while still pointing down. Okay, based on the notes. Good. All right. So, good job. All right. The way you want to look at this is if you see the word magnitude, that means just ignore the negative. Just look at its absolute value. So here they say that when the a has a small magnitude, so right here, when it is like 0.25, okay, that is when it's wide. It's a narrow parabola when the a right here, which is just 4, that's the magnitude, ignore the negative, and it is narrow when this is a big number. Okay, so you want to look at the magnitude of that. No problem. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we see that when it is negative, it points down. So the only one that points down is the negative. Now we want to look at these two positives. So one is a fraction and one is a whole number. We see that when it is a fraction, it gets wide, like that red. When a is in between 1 and 0, which is a fraction. So that is when it gets wide. So that is correct. Do you see how wide that is? And when a is bigger than 1, which is in green, do you see how narrow that is? So that's also already matched up. So there you go. All right, so that's it. When a has a positive value, it points up, and when a is a negative value, it points down. Okay, you want to now ignore the negatives and just look at the magnitude to see if it's wide or narrow. If a is a small value, which is a fraction, it is wide, like 0.25 or 0.25. But when the a is a big number, it gets super narrow, like a equals to 4. There you go.